Great. I think we're back on. Mary Teresa, you've been part of Grosvenor for, I think, over 10 years now.
Yeah, please don't remind me.
But not originally from Dublin?
No, originally from Limerick.
Okay. And tell us a little bit about your background in Limerick and also how you became a Christian.
Okay. Well, I have lived in Limerick until I was like 18, 19, before I came up to Dublin for college. But I grew up in a nice home with my mum, my dad and my brothers. We went to Mass, but I didn't really know a lot about God, didn't know a lot about Jesus until one of the girls in my neighbourhood, I think her name is Ashley, me and my mum were debating this the other day. Happy Mother's Day, Mum, by the way. And she asked my mum, could I come? My mum, of course, checked with the neighbour, everything was all right. And I went to this kids club. So every Wednesday for the next few years, I would sit in Margaret Adamson's house and I would hear Bible stories, I would hear the gospel, I would learn about Jesus, sing songs and memorize memory verses. And for me and all the kids in the neighbourhood, it was just what we did on Wednesday nights. But over time, I think I realised now that I didn't fully understand what I was hearing. It wasn't until I was about 9 or 10 years old that I was sitting there one day and Margaret was telling me again the story of what Jesus had done for us, and I just finally got it. I finally understood it. I realised that I was loved so much that Jesus died for me, and I couldn't believe that. I couldn't believe that God's son would die for me. And I was overwhelmed by this, and I couldn't believe how much I was loved by him, that he would do this for me. So right there, when I had that realisation, I prayed and I told God that I was so sorry for all the ways that I'd messed up. I was sorry for the wrong things that I'd done, and I just realised that I wanted him in my life every day from then on. So that was the day I became a Christian. I can't tell you what age I was, but I can tell you I was on a red plastic stool. Margaret Adamson was teaching and I was sitting in her house. But yeah, I knew that I needed to follow Jesus for the rest of my life.
Oh, that's fantastic. Now, many years on, you are a primary school teacher.
I am, yeah.
Where are you teaching?
In Ballymun, North Dublin.
Okay. And how's it going at the moment? How's the teaching going?
Well, it's not. Obviously, schools have been closed for the last week, if not more. Mm-hmm. We had tried the virtual learning thing for a few days, but it's not really working for our kids. Not a lot of them would have regular access to internet. So heading in on Tuesday to hand out workbooks and copybooks to the kids.
That's sort of challenging time.
Yeah. I hope they're okay, but as long as they're practicing their tables and doing their reading, I'm happy.
Okay. And they'll have you to answer to at the end of the day.
Yes, they will, absolutely.
I mean, with all that's going on at the moment and the coronavirus and various people sort of out there and in the media saying things, I mean, how are you feeling about things, and what difference does being a Christian make in this situation?
I would love to say that from the beginning I was the picture of a perfect Christian. But no, fear took me over for a while, and I was afraid and panicked and worried for loads of people. I also thrive on being in company with people, and I was really stressed about not being able to see as many people as I would like. But I have a very good housemate who talked me down, and then once I had calmed myself, I just turned to God and opened his word. And I've been doing a Bible study recently with a group of girls, and we've been looking at, how when we're full of fear, we're not leaving any room for God's peace, and that we need to really be relying on him and talking to him about these things and giving them up to him. And this week in particular, it's all been about God's plan. And I've really been reflecting on the story of Joseph and how he went through all these difficulties, and his family rejected him. He was put into slavery. He ended up in jail. I'm sure for years he was like, what are you doing, God? I don't understand this. But we're told in the Bible that actually he kept trusting him. He was faithful to him. And in the end, when he knew why he was there and he was going to help with this famine, he was able to say, okay, God, you took this bad thing and you used it for good. Mm-hmm. So God willing, this is something that we can all say at the end of this, that we use this time to come together as a community and to spend more time with God. Mm-hmm. So to love him and love our neighbours, like he says.
Well, Mary Teresa, really grateful for your honesty and for the answers